Hello everybody out there in Atlanta, this is Chris from HHN with another exciting episode of Topher's Vlog. Yes, we are out and about doing a vlog in the park. First time in a long time. I had made mention in the last Horror Nights video that I did, the last in-studio vlog as it were, about some of the stuff that I've been dealing with. I put off exactly giving details about what that is exactly that I'm dealing with, but the other day I put out a post on Twitter physically explaining what I'm dealing with, so I wanted to get on camera and talk to you guys about exactly what it is. So I've been in therapy for the past couple of months, really trying to work through. Back in the fall, I made mention that I got very depressed. I've been depressed in the past, but I could not shake this depression in the fall, so I decided that I was going to go actually talk to somebody. I've dealt with issues my entire life, and the depression part just kind of sent it over the edge. And I went out and sought some treatment, went out and sought somebody to talk to, somebody to help me through this period of my life that I'm dealing with. So long story short, I have actually been diagnosed with two things, PTSD and general anxiety disorder, or GAD as it's called. The PTSD is a little bit more complicated to sort of talk to, or sort of talk about, so I won't really get into detail about what that actually entails, but things have just been exacerbated with the PTSD that apparently I've been dealing with my entire life, that the last couple years or so, last 3, 4, 5 years, have just sort of, things sort of bubbled over and got really bad. So now is the time working on trying to fix that about myself and about my life. So it is what it is. The anxiety disorder is just kind of another offshoot of that, I guess. Really trying to get over this overwhelming anxiety that I have that has basically been debilitating. I really haven't been able really to do much except go to work. That's all. I don't really do a whole lot except go to work because of the anxiety that I feel. So when it comes to the vlogs and stuff like that, I'm trying to, I had a sudden burst yesterday to come out and do something, and to either come to the park or do something creative, and I did that yesterday. I worked on a bunch of scripts for Into the Fog, and I decided that I would try to come out today. It's a beautiful day out here, so why not try to come out and sort of face those anxieties a little bit, because we do have some stuff to talk about. So I thought instead of just sitting down inside the HHN studios, as it were, we come out and talk about those things. Yes, it involves Halloween Horror Nights 31, and we will get to that in a minute, but I just wanted to pass that along to you guys, that I'm working through it. I'm trying to deal with it, you know, trying my best to pace myself to really start feeling alive again, to really start living my life, to really start you know, trying to get over this ugly anxiety, this ugly depression, this ugly you know, lack of motivation, this lack of self-confidence, this lack of everything. And I once again apologize if things are not as prolific as they have been in the past. I'm going to work on it. I'm going to work on actually putting out content, but like I said before, they just might not be as much as I have been doing the past couple of years. It is what it is, but we're going to do it. We're going to get through it. We're going to throw it. We got Horror Nights stuff to talk about today, which I am excited to talk about. So let's not waste any more time. Let's end that conversation. Let's not waste any more time. Let's have some fun. Of course, here's a look at the crowds down Production Central. Haven't done that in a while. Then we got stuck. Universal Superstar Parade is obviously happening at this moment, so we have to wait to move on. So here's a proper check of the crowds down Production Central. Again, we haven't done this in a while. It's maybe 50 minutes. Of course, Shrek. Haven't documented this. Shrek is, of course, gone. Gee, I wonder what could be replacing Shrek 4D. I have not the foggiest of clues what could be replacing Shrek 4D. This actually ties into what we're going to talk about today in terms of Halloween Horror Nights 31 and house locations, because we do have a new house location for the year. Wow, so weird not to see anything on these walls. We are, of course, approaching the end of the Mardi Gras live concert stuff. Jason Derulo, March 27th. I do have off March 27th, but it's also the day of the Oscars. Well, I'm not having a huge party again this year. I will be home watching it, so there's that. Of course, it is spring break, so it's a little more crowded, so I'm trying to keep my anxiety in check at this point is a little hard, but doable. Just kind of going at our own pace. Of course, the Mummy is closed for its lengthy refurbishment. About 6 months. Here's the Mardi Gras Tribute Store. We're not going to go into the Mardi Gras Tribute Store, but I do want to go into this, the temporary Universal Monster Store, which is taken over the Sahara Trading's gift shop, the exit to the Revenge of the Mummy. We'll go in and take a look for this Universal Monsters, and I mean, I already been inside, but we're gonna have some fun. So yes, we have this temporary location set up. Mummy, of course, well represented. We are here to look at one thing. There it is. Oh, Stan the Wolfman. And I actually did see, maybe we'll stop in before we leave, we saw finally they have Wolfman action figures inside the Bourne gift shop. They usually have everybody but the Wolfman. But I did see the Wolfman the other day. There's Frankenstein and the bride up there. We have the Invisible Man over here. And Mr. Dracula. These skateboard thingies or snowboard thingies, whatever they are, these are very cool. I don't do either, but it might be a nice souvenir to have. With a red light on the bride's eye there. Ah. Of course, this is temporary. We got a photo spot here where you can take your photo inside a coffin. So that's temporary until Revenge of the Mummy actually opens. This part used to be accessible, but now it is closed off by this, whatever this candle thingy is here. Candle sense. So, very cool. So this is, like I said, in the Sahara Traders gift shop. It is the Revenge of the Mummy gift shop. Temporary. But the Mummy will return. Again, the Mummy well represented outside. Very cool. And of course, I always find it funny when these Slimer had it. Hanging out with all the ass. Considering that it's supposed to be a little more crowded today with spring break, actually it's not that bad so far. So, right behind us we do have Fast and the Furious Supercharged. Now, crazy shenanigans going on this year for Halloween Horror Nights 31. Of course, we had two locations that were kind of in jeopardy of vanishing from us this year. That is both the Shrek 4D Theater and, of course, the Men in Black tent. I have talked at nauseum about other areas that they can put houses. Of course, this was one of the houses that I had speculated moons ago that they could put a house in, and there is shenanigans going on back there. I'm not going to get in line to show you guys, plus it's sort of hidden behind things, and I'm still sticking by my rules of if we cannot see it with our naked eye, clearly, I'm not going to show it to you, but there are shenanigans going on back there. For all intents and purposes, this will be a house for Halloween Horror Nights 31. There's still questions about the Men in Black tent, so we're going to go back there and see if there's some progress. Usually when they do put the tent back up, it's about this time, usually the end of Mardi Gras time. Work is happening for Halloween Horror Nights 31. There's clear out happening, there's initial setup happening and stuff like that, so there is stuff happening, but the Men in Black tent usually does not get put up again once they take it down until about the end of Mardi Gras. Usually we start seeing the skeleton go up, the reinforcing skeleton go up for the tent. So we will go back there and take a look and see if we can see anything at all. When I was here a couple weeks ago, I did not see anything, so we'll see if we can. But for all intents and purposes, we have a new house location right here, Fast and the Furious Supercharged for Halloween Horror Nights 31. So there you go. Oh my. So behind us right here, we do have the Fear Factor Live stage. The somehow keeps surviving demolition every year. It's kind of insane that this thing keeps surviving. So just so you guys know, what was originally supposed to happen was the Fear Factor Live stage was supposed to be demoed. Of course, there's been all sorts of rumors and speculation about what it was being demoed for and so on and so forth. I'm not going to get into those now. But this was supposed to be in the middle of demolition by the time Halloween Horror Nights 31 rolled around, which more or less would have impeded the tent over there next to Men in Black. The construction area would have been pretty large and so on and so forth. There's been a lot of ups and downs with certain things. Like at one point, I think it was generally assumed that whatever was replacing Shrek 4D would not impede, they would keep a space open for House for Halloween Horror Nights. That does not appear to be the case anymore. The project that's going in there is going to be pretty much taking over everything, so there will not be a house. I think I'm pretty confident in saying that there will not be a house over there in Shrek 4D. This is a little bit still up in the air. Nobody quite knows exactly what's going to happen over here yet. Because if you want to believe some of the speculation and rumors that's going on, this is no longer going to be demoed, so we don't quite know exactly what is going on. I have heard whispers. I'll show a little bit of my cards here for a minute. I have heard whispers that this is still going to be demoed at some point. I don't think that the project that was initially supposed to be here is going to still be that project, but I have heard whispers that this is still going to go. So at this point, it's anyone's guess. I think there's still some up in the air about where they're going to put this other house. I've said in the if we haven't looked over there yet, so there could be stuff over there. But I'm just letting you guys know that the original plans for this this thing are kind of in flux right now. So that's why things are kind of in chaos in terms of some certain house locations. So it is what it is. But let's continue over. Let's see if there's anything over by. If we can see any signs that they're gonna start putting up the Men in Black tent. So yeah, so here's the wellness check. There is currently nothing back there. We can't see any bones, reinforced structure back there at this point. Like I said, usually in the past, the Men in Black tent usually starts going back up after they take it down at the end of Mardi Gras. So it would not surprise me if we start seeing signs, if they're still going to keep this location, if we do start seeing signs of the tent coming back. There are some alternative theories about where this last house, if they don't use this, if Fear Factor Live is still going to be demolished, even though they're not going to put what they initially were supposed to put in there, if it's still going to be demolished, this probably will still be affected. There are alternative areas that they can put stuff. We'll talk about that in a minute. This construction wall was here a couple weeks ago when I was last here. Still here. Looks like they're probably doing some work on the sidewalk there, maybe even the trees. But it goes, so there's the entrance to Central Park from the Kids Zone Rotunda. But the wall pretty much encompasses this entire area over here. Don't think they're actually building something here. I think it's just work on the floor, the ground. Maybe even, like I said, the trees are over here. Who's all the way over here? There you go. Little ET love. There's anybody. Oh, those people there. So of course the creature was at one point for sale. Looks like nobody bought the creature, but this is what I was talking about. So these monster figurines are here all the time, but they never have any Wolfman figures, and now they actually do. I saw these a couple weeks ago. How much are these? These are $23 for Senior Wolfman. So we do have Wolfman figures. Let's check out some. They still have some Chucky stuff. Of course, they've Gremlin stuff here, but they have these figures for Gremlins now. They even buy these life-size Gremlins here. Striped puppet there, Gizmo. These are cool though. $3.15. These, you can buy cap shields. Very cool. These are cool. If I had the money, these are 100. These guys here. Still a crazy sight for me to see all those things covered up like that. Pure bright rocket. Still running. So really quickly before we depart for the day, I did want to make another mention about the house situation here for Halloween Horror Nights 30. There is some people that are speculating that we could have 2 houses over in the Fast and the Furious location. I would be very surprised if that happens. The other thing that I should mention is that the structure that is going in the overflow queue to put a house back there is, of course, another wedding tent. It's not a sprung tent, it's a wedding tent, just like over in the Men in Black queue line there, the extended queue. So it can be taken up and taken down, whatever. I think if they do have to somehow get another location going, we're going to get another one in a soundstage up front, or they will probably split one of the parade buildings. I think they would do that well before they try to stick 2 houses over in the overflow queue there for Fast and the Furious. There is room back there for them to put a house, like I've said before, and they, for all intents and purposes, have done that with the wedding tent back there. But I think that they would, if the situation over by Men in Black there is not going to happen this year, depending on whatever the situation is for the demolition of, or not demolition of Fear Factor Live, I think that they would first and foremost overcrowd the front there with another house and a soundstage, and or split up the parade buildings. I think those are the first 2 options that they do, not the other one. So not much else I wanted to discuss today. I think it is time for us to depart. We're going to skip out Islands of Adventure for today and head on home. But it was fun. We had a nice fun day out here. The first real, sort of day where just out and about trying to relax and get over this stupid anxiety and so on and so forth for me. But I just want to reiterate once again that I apologize if things are a little bit slow this year. I am working through it, trying to get through it. I think today was a good day forward. Halloween Horror Nights stuff should be here probably quicker than you might think. I'll leave it at that. But with that being said, as usual, everybody, thanks for watching, and I will talk to you guys